Our real self is aware that as long as we are in this world, we shall have an ego to deal with. Spiritually speaking, the ego in us thinks that it is being notably separate from God and others around the world due to its identification with the physical body. Hello, everyone. This is James Nussbaumer, and I want to say good morning to you as I sip on my morning coffee, first cup of the day. Isn't that always great? I am the author of these two great books, which is also great. These are awesome books. I'm so thrilled with these books. The first one is The Master of Everything. It's a story of mankind in the world of illusion we call life. And its sequel is Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, Lessons from A Course in Miracles. And both books are on sale everywhere books are sold and published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. But getting back to the ego in us, I get a lot of questions to explain the ego. People might say, isn't that the same as the devil? Well, no, it's not. And we discussed that fearful tactic that the ego would like us to think in this book, The Master of Everything. But simply put, excuse me again, but simply put, the ego tries desperately to dictate and direct your life with a thought system that is limited to the brain, while often trying to figure out how to get self-confidence. My good friend Deepak Chopra has said, the ego is our self-image, not our true self. It is characterized by labels, masks, images, and judgments. You know, I'll add to what Deepak said, that our real inner divine self is our true thought system where doubt and fear and contradiction merely just do not exist. And this one truth is what manifests our intuitive and creative powers. Our real self is what gives us creative visualization and the power of the subconscious mind. A Course in Miracles goes on to teach us that the laws of the universe do not permit contradiction. The Course adds that the ego may see some good, but never only good. This is why its perceptions are so variable. For example, let's say you and I are touring the art gallery in Venice, Italy, and our eyes are glued to a 13th century tapestry. The sign at the exhibit tells us that the tapestry depicts Adam and Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden, and the name of the artist was lost centuries ago. Well, we both agree as we look at the tapestry, as we both agree that this work of art is a mind-opening portrayal of the garden paradise. In the tapestry overlooking Adam and Eve, you may see a wise old owl sitting on the end of a tree limb. But I may see the tree limb as God's arm and pointing hand, directing the couple to angrily directing the couple to exit the garden. Additionally, I may seem to see a monkey following the couple with his tail in the air, possibly saying, "I told you so." But you may see this area of the image you may see this area a little bit differently. You may see it as the image of an angel guarding the tree of knowledge. Well, regardless of the specific images our eyes identify with, we share the same experience of awe at the story's meaning. In the pilot of my ever-developing series, the first book, The Master of Everything, in this book I describe in detail my own take on the symbolism in this tapestry. It's a wonderful example of how, due to our concrete thinking, our ego-based thinking, that we lose ourselves in the world. The ego-based mind has no problem telling us that before our birth, we were with God in heaven. There are also fairy tales, poems, and songs written about this. I'm sure you've heard them all, many of them, I should say, rather. The ego will go on to teach us that life is painful and that we must sacrifice in order to return to heaven, or the alternative will be hell to pay later. How often have we heard that in more ways than one? But what the ego cannot or will not even try to remember is that it made itself when the mind decided to dream of better ways, separate and apart from the one thought of God. The ego cannot remember ever making the decision to separate because it still dreams. In fact, that's all the ego is capable of, is dreaming. The ego-based mind will only believe what has been passed down by previous generations of ego-based thought. And these many beliefs are as solid as concrete. At least it thinks so. Therefore, the ego continues to believe that it will find finer things within its own separate thought system. I hope this makes sense. Here's to your awesome real self, and to your own life, and to how you can take a look at the ego in yourself and look at it for the unreality that it really is, and experience the more loving side of you, the side of you where judgment doesn't rule you, where doubts don't get over on you, where fears don't frighten you. If you can just face the ego face to face by being educated on what the ego actually is, it's the first step towards wholeness of mind, towards completeness within yourself, to getting what you really want in life rather than just fanciful wishes. I wish the best to you, and if you enjoy my information, please click on the subscribe button down below at this YouTube video and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. Please shoot me a message anywhere you'd like, on Facebook, on Twitter, at my website, which the link is in the description box here of this YouTube video. I'll always return messages, and I'd love to hear your comments, questions, even maybe a joke or two, or just anything you'd like to pass along to me. God bless, and I wish the best for you. Thanks for putting up with me for these few minutes.